Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we listening from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter first, text number 3. By the mercy of Shri Guru Gauranga, by the mercy of Srila Gurudev, mercy of Srila Prabhupada, previous acharyas or Vaishnavas, we can speak, we can listen Srimad Bhagavatam, especially from this first canto, first chapter. And now, very important verse. Nigamakal pataror galitam phalam Shukamukha tamrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Nigamakal galitam phalam Shukamukha tamrita dravasam yutam Shukamukha tamrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Nigamakal pataror galitam phalam Shukamukha damrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Nigamakal galitam phalam Amrita dravya suyatam Shukamukha amrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Nigamakal galitam phalam Nigamakal galitam phalam Shukamukha amrita dvarasam yutam Shukamukha amrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka Nigamakal pataror galitam phalam Shukamukha amrita dravasam yutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Translation. O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the major fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Jiva Gosvami. Therefore this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Purport. In the two previous shlokas, it has been definitely proved that the Srimad Bhagavatam is a sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. And this shloka it is stated that Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature, but is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the creme of all Vedic knowledge. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. The Vedas contain regulated principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical and metaphysical subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all these are specific directions of spiritual realization. Regulated knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform, and the high spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is a reservoir of all spiritual tastes or rasas. Now we will stop here. Big topic tomorrow, I will continue. When we are saying that absolute truth is the reservoir of rasas, that means one of the name of Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Akhila Rasamrita Murti means container of rasas, who is having all types of rasas. And further it will be described. But what I wanted to say, here it is said gradually. This can be gradually developed, not just immediately. Very important, Prabhupada given. Gradually we can become like detached from rasas of material world, and then attached to rasas of spiritual world. These two processes going on simultaneously, actually. Don't see you like this. These two processes going on simultaneously. And when you develop attachment to the Supreme Lord, then detachment is going on. So Bhakti Yoga, as we before saying, is having jnana and vairagya, and this is included. So no need to practice jnana or vairagya, renunciation. There's no need. So, like, also no need to enjoy too much. I will drink too much, I will eat too much, I will work too much, I will sleep too much. No need. If one is having Bhakti Yoga, his life is regulated, very regulated. No? And no need to specially practice this. And you can find all different types of yogas, different types of gurus. If they are not pure Vaishnavas, Bhaktas, they try to give you jnana, vairagya, or karma, or mixed like this. Like, they cannot help you, actually. And but to regulate our life is not easy thing, not easy. Because to give up our relationship with our friend, relatives, like yesterday, this devotee came and he asked about his duty, family duty, like this. Because actually we have two types of attachments. Which are those? Attachment connected to body, and it is possible to give up this attachment. This is not a problem. But actually, sometimes when devotee is married, his wife is devotee. My wife is serving to Krishna. So it is not possible to give up that. That attachment, no need to give up. So therefore it is said this type of attachment which is connected to Krishna, difficult to give up. No need. So what type of vairagya renunciation Krishna wanted? He said, just give up your relationship with them, those who are not connected with Krishna. Only connected with body, give up. And others who criticize, not develop fear. Maybe someone will say, why husband is not giving up his wife, not becoming sannyasi, vairagi? Because wife is Krishna Bhakti. They don't understand this. Because in Vedas it is said you should become sannyasi, manaprastha. Not everyone can become. Only the perfect disciple who can do it. Because it's not easy duty. Many falling down. And there is one verse in Bhagavatam, 1.3.43. Krishne swadhamo pagate dharma jnanadipi saha kalau nashta drishamesha puranarko dunodita. This Bhagavata Purana is as brilliant as the sun. And it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to this dense of darkness, of ignorance, in the age of Kali, shall get light from this Purana. That means when Krishna came back to his abode, he wound up his lila, came back to his abode. Jnana and Vairagya also came with him. Because actually Jnana and Vairagya, they are associates of Krishna. They also went with him. So no Jnana, no Vairagya in Kali Yuga. But it is said here that in Bhagavata Purana, the Jnana and Vairagya are there. So many people, they trying to develop Jnana and Vairagya, but not possible, actually. Many, we can see, many people practicing many different processes, different methods, Naga Baba, like this, many. But actually this Naga Baba, no Jnana, no Vairagya. Actually, it's just ignorance. And people like to say this is our culture. Because some tradition is there that nice. But maybe this tradition not good. In other countries, situation not like this. Maybe their tradition not according to Vedas. They eat taking meat, killing cows. They're also saying this is our tradition. And what type of Jnana and Vairagya they can do? Not possible. Because they are in darkness. All people are in darkness. So we need light. And this light is coming from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is so important. This Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur told, if all books will be destroyed and only Bhagavatam will be there, humanity will get everything from this book. You should understand, so important this book. And who is coming on Bhagavatam class? Only enlightened souls. Not anyone. Anyone can come, not anyone also, but more people can come Bhagavad Gita class. But to Bhagavatam, no. Bhagavatam is only for very rare souls. Very serious. And Vyasadeva compiled Bhagavatam and took essence from the Veda Upanishad Purana. Therefore it is said Nigama Kalpataror, like fruit on the Vedic tree, Nigama. And therefore Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said like this. that if everything will be destroyed, Bhagavatam will be, everything will be. If anyone is attentively listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, very quickly he attained the supreme abode of Krishna. And we have example Parikshit Maharaj. He had very little time, and within this little time, very short period, he could got perfection. And Jiva Gosvami solved problem, Parikshit Maharaj. He said, just listen Bhagavatam, don't do anything else. Do sadhu sangha, Bhagavata, Shravana, Nama Kirtana, Madhuravasa, Shrimurti Sevaya. You know, it's 5 methods of bhakti, more powerful. If you practice even one of these types of bhakti, you can get all perfection. I repeat. This is first is sadhu sangha, association with Vaishnavas, or Vaishnava Seva, we can say. Then Bhagavata Shravana. Listening Bhagavatam with full faith, it is said. Then Nama Kirtana, chanting the holy name. Then Madhuravasa, living in the holy place. Not means just in Mathura, not in the city of Mathura. That means Mathura like Mathura Mandala, district of Vrindavan. And in this place, actually we are in Mathura now. Everywhere. Navadvipa not different than Mathura. So it's also said. Spiritual world means. Live in the Dhamma. And Srimurti Shraddhaya Seva. Serving to deities with Shraddha. Full faith. This is Bhakti Shastri course in Nectar of Devotion. Then, actually, the most important of this is sadhu sangha. Without sadhu sangha, nothing not possible. But now we're speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam. If you associate with bad person, or we can say we listen Srimad Bhagavatam with someone who cannot not realize so, is having his own motivation, intention, then we cannot realize any spiritual benefit. Many speakers of Bhagavatam are there, and also they making show from Bhagavatam. Because this is our culture, it's India, therefore people like, and someone say, I distribute Bhagavatam, also I'm preaching. But they like show, making show, Bhagavata Saptaha, like this. Therefore in Shastra it is said, Avaishnava Mukhodgirnam Utam Harikatham Ritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpo Chishtam Yathapaya. Padma Purana saying, by listening Bhagavatam from sadhu, what benefit one will get? Desire for enjoyment, desire for liberation, or getting some mystic perfection will go away. No will be, never will be. And all desire automatically go away, no need to give it up. So only by Bhagavatam. This is so much power. Sadhu is Bhagavata and Bhakti, Grantha is Bhagavata, book. If someone is listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, he will go for chanting the name also. And he will do also others, as we said. He will go, he will live in Dhamma, he will serve Murti, everything is here. And tomorrow we will speak more about the shloka, but today is departure day of Jagadish Pandit and Jiva Gosvami. I want to speak about them. Because maybe you don't know about these personalities. Jagadish Bhatta, Jagadish Pandit. First I will speak about Jagadish Pandit. He was born in eastern India, Assam. in Guwahati, yes. His father was named Shikamahaksha Bhatta. He was son of Narayana Bhatta. When father and mother they left this world, he with his wife Dukhini Devi, they settled on the shore of Ganga, Navadvip. And his brother Mahesh Bhatt also was living with him. And they built a house near the house of Jagannath Mishra. You know who's Jagannath Mishra? Mahaprabhu's father. Yes. So he was neighbor of Mahaprabhu. And Jagadish, he was staying there, practicing. He was seeing Leelas Mahaprabhu, his child Leelas, child pastimes. And Gaurasundar, later he gave instruction to him, go to Nilachala, Puri, to spread Harinam. And he was preaching there before Mahaprabhu came there. And he was praying to Jagannath. And Jagannath gave him a gift, Murti of Jagannath, and he brought this Murti of Jagannath to place of Jasora. You know Jasora? Jasora. He brought this Murti of Jagannath on the stick. Like this. And this was Jasora, at the time it was a small village. And this stick was like bent, like, and actually this in Jasor, this is temple of Jagannath, and they still worship this stick. They worship this stick on which he brought this. And sometimes Mahaprabhu and his associates, they were coming to Jasur and doing Sankirtan there. And his son of Jagadish Pandit, Jiva Gosvami, and in the village temple there is Murti Shri Gaur Gopal, Shri Radha Vallabha, Jiva and Shri Jagannath, these deities. Dukhini, his wife, she established Murti of Gaur Gopal. Gaur Gopal, that actually, that time they were not worshipping Radharani. Radharani Murti appeared later. The first, that was conception of Gaur Gopal. Gopal Bhatta Goswami wrote about this. That means that in Krishna, inside of Krishna, there is Radharani in the heart. So they not worship Krishna separately. Actually, one devotee told me that in Udupi temple, when they are worshipping Gopal, also there is some secret place where there is Murti of Radharani. And actually these sannyasis, they secretly worship also Radharani. That's one devotee told me. I don't know, I didn't see, but this devotee was there and like associating with this Vaishnava. So actually we cannot worship Krishna without Radharani. If we worship...
Tanai Thakur was telling that the advent of Radharani is due to also Lord Chaitanya. He only, when he tells Hey Radhe, all the people know
Yes. Before Mahaprabhu was Madhavendra Puri was worshipping Radharani, actually. But mostly people were worshipping Gaur Gopal. This Gaur Gopal, this is conception when Krishna inside him Radharani. And sometimes Gaur Gopal was given yellow color. Yellow color means Krishna becoming Gauranga. So this is Dukhini, she established this Murti. And one day Mahaprabhu came to the Jagadish Pandit house and he started Sankirtana Mahotsav. So they started Sankirtana. And when Mahaprabhu wanted to leave for Nilachala, Dukini started crying. She was lamenting. And then Mahaprabhu gave this murti of Gaur Gopal to Dukini Devi. This was in the Mahaprabhu's presence. And he said, in this murti I will always present in your house. Did you see this?
Actually I did not see, but I just...
It should come sometimes, I think. And some they saying that Jagadish and Hiranya, Jagadish and Hiranya, they were friends, and they were staying near Mahaprabhu's house. They were in the past previous birth, they were wives of Brahmanas who were participating in Krishna Lilas. And there is other opinion that Jagadisha was dancing by name Chandrahasa. He was also in Krishna Lila. And also one day when Nimai Pandit was very small, in the Ekadashi, he asked to give him rice. But his family were Vaishnavas, they could not understand this. And he said, I want rice in the house of Jagadish and Hiranya. If you want, Mahaprabhu said, if you want me to continue my life, so go to Jagadish and Hiranya. Today they are fasting, but they cooked so much different items. I want to eat. Take this. So they were fasting on Ekadashi, but they cooked for Krishna so many items. And Mahaprabhu, he was a small child and he was crying, and no one could stop him. And then they said, okay, we will give you. You want rice, we will give you rice. And he said, please bring me all items from house of Jagadish and Hiranya. Then Shachi Devi was very sorrow. And then women, neighbor women, they came. They said, how this boy could know that today is Ekadashi day? No one said. Then they came to the house of Jagadish. Jagadish and Hiranya, actually, they cooked so many items. And they were fasting. They were so nice devotees. They fasting, but they cooked so much for Krishna. And they gave all these items to him. And they were friends of Jagannath Mishra. And also, they knew about that Lord Hari appeared in the Jagannath Mishra's house. Therefore, they brought this prasad to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And they said, Vishwambara, please take it. And he took, and by his mercy, Mahaprabhu appeared in their house, Balagopala. When they saw him, he became like small child Krishna. Black complexion. Yes, and among all the children, the many children were there. And these children were seeing this. And Krishna, Mahaprabhu appeared like Krishna. His body was like a newborn cloud, very beautiful. And the shining effulgence was coming from his body. And when these two, the Jagadish and Hiranya, two friends, they saw this form of Mahaprabhu, they were overwhelmed with ecstasy, and they were just chanting, Hari, 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 like this. And When Mahaprabhu he went to Puri, then Jagadish he moved to Jashore and he was living there. And every year when in Rath Yatra time, Jagadish and other bhaktas were coming to Puri to see Mahaprabhu. And also Nityananda Prabhu was doing Panihati festival. Oh, Jagadish also was there. We have no more information about him. Then Jiva Gosvami Pada. You know about him. You should know that Mahaprabhu, he was having 6 Goswamis, 6 associates. Actually not 6, but others they didn't want to be glorified. Bhugarpa Goswami, Lokanath Goswami, they also. And Jai Shri Gaura Ki Jai. First I want to say about Rupa and Sanatana. Rupa and Sanatana were the Birkas Sakar Malik. We already read about him in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, preface. They were from Karnataka, I tell you. But they were living in Bengal, Ramakeli. Rupa and Sanatana. And they had brother Anupam. This brother also was devotee. And when Mahaprabhu came to Ramakeli, Anupam was having child, Jiva. Jiva was very small, and he could get darshan of Mahaprabhu. And then Mahaprabhu showed mercy on him, and he said, "You will become Acharya Samrat Acharya in Gaudiya Sampradaya." So, like Samrat Acharya means the king of Acharyas. But he was the smallest one among all 6 Goswamis. Jiva. Jiva was very young, very small, but he remembered all his life this beautiful form of Mahaprabhu. So, even when he was very little, small, while eating, sleeping, awaking, he was always meditating on this beautiful form of Mahaprabhu. He was so impressed. Then Rupa, Sanatana and Anupama, they left home. They left home. And Jiva Goswami, he was living with his mother. Actually, they were not poor people. He was living in the big palace in Faridabad. And the mother and son, they every day were crying out of separation. Because father, 2 uncles, they left. They left for Vrindavan, became sannyasi. And when friends and neighbors, they were listening how they're crying, they were coming to give them some, to speak some nice words, and so they became quiet. And this child was always thinking what his father and his uncles were telling to him. Always he was thinking what father was telling. And also he was thinking what Gaura Hari was telling. And he could not control himself, he fell unconsciously. Fainted. All times. This is ecstasy. This is a sign of ecstasy. Because always he was thinking what his father was saying, what my uncles were saying, what Gaura Hari is saying. And when he was thinking, oh, so much ecstasy, and he was fainting like this. And he was not playing with other children, but always he was in relationship with Krishna. He didn't want to interrupt this relationship. And very beautifully he was decorating Krishna's murti. putting on dress. He was having murti of Rama and Krishna, Balarama and Krishna. Rama, that means Balarama. He was doing puja, offering bhoga, and putting dandavat, paying dandavat. Small child. So much faith was there. And Pandits, many Pandits were coming, and they teaching Jiva Gosvami Pada. And Jiva Goswami, very quickly he was studying grammar, Sanskrit, Alankara Shastra, Kavya, Sanskrit, Vyakarana, like this. And he became so expert in Shastras in Sanskrit. He got so much knowledge. And all scholar men, Pandits, they were coming and saying, "We never have seen such an intelligent person, intelligent boy." And they said he will become Mahapurusha. And when he was looking at the Murti of Rama and Krishna, he was not closing his eyes like this. Like in the spiritual world, eyes are not like, forgot this word in English. Eyes are not closed. You just can always look at Krishna. He was looking like this. And when he was looking at Rama and Krishna deity, he was seeing them as Gauranga and Nityananda. And then once Gauranga and Nityananda appeared, and they gave to him that from their lotus feet and disappeared. Like this. And Jiva Goswami, he was thinking very seriously that he should give up samsara. Very seriously. Because I want to serve Mahaprabhu. But he was only one son in the family. And when mother, she was looking at the face of your son, she was forgetting about all suffering in your life. But his father, his uncles were in Vrindavan. Jiva Goswami was thinking about them. Then Jiva Goswami came to know that his father Anupam left his body near Ganga river. And he started to lament. All relatives, they could pacify him, not possible. Not possible. Then they said, okay, go to Navadvip. Maybe by seeing Nityananda Prabhu, he will become quiet. And everything they arranged for him. And he went there with many servants. Because they were not poor family. Nityananda was that time in the village called Karadaha. But Nityananda is also the Supreme Lord, Antaryami. He knows what in the heart. So then immediately he came to Navadvip. And Jiva saw so beautiful places in Navadvip. Where are you in Navadvip? He was in Navadvip. Mayapur. He was. No, he was. You were in Mayapur? No. So beautiful place. And by asking everyone, where is Dom Srivas Pandit? He found, sorry, I am speaking Russian. Where is house of Srivas Pandit? Dom means house. Sometimes I am speaking Russian. And where Nityananda Prabhu is living. Because actually Nityananda Prabhu was living in the house of Srivas. That is other thing. Because the wife of Srivas, Malini, she was like a mother for Nityananda. Sometimes he was sitting on her lap. And this is other story. And Srivas was caring about Nityananda, like about child. Even he was very big. And Nityananda Prabhu, he was staying in Srivas Prabhu's house. Then Jiva came to the door of Srivas Pandit and he bowed down, he paid the businesses. And then Srivas Pandit and Nityananda immediately they approached. Nityananda Prabhu embraced him and said, "You are nephew of Rupa and Sanatana. Jiva could not say anything because so much ecstasy. He was overwhelmed. He just fell in Dandavat, fell down in Dandavat. Then Srivas Pandit and Nityananda, they brought him in the inside house and started to asking about mother, father, relatives. Jiva Goswami always was bowing down. And they were so much happy. Then Nityananda Prabhu, he took prasad and gave his raiments to Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami took these raiments. Next day, he came to the Shachidevi house. That time, Shachidevi means mother of Mahaprabhu. When he came, just approached this house where Mahaprabhu was living, he was overwhelmed by ecstasy. And he just only bowed down and that's all, fell down on the ground. And just in the court of this house, everyone was glorifying Mahaprabhu. Nityananda also came with him. When everyone, Vaishnavas, they saw Nityananda, everyone fell down Dandavat. These details is described. Why? Because so much ecstasy was there, not in this Dandavat. Everyone, like in ecstasy, they fell down on the ground, Dandavat. And Shachi Mataji was sitting on the veranda near the house. And Jiva Goswami saw she was in white clothes, and her hair were also white. And Acharya said it seemed like her hair achieved Sayuja Mukti with her clothes. So, Sayuja Mukti means merging. Yes, they merged. Sayuja Mukti. So her body was very, very old, very weak. And even she was very thin. But some shining was coming from her body, and this shining was like giving light to all house. And she closed her eyes, she was sitting and thinking about Gaura Sundara. That was her, I thought she was always doing like this. Then Chachimata, by closing eyes, she understood Nityananda came. Then she opened eyes. And she said to her servant Ishana, wash the feet, lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. Then she paid Nityananda Prabhu paid respect to Chachimata, and he sat there and he present Jiva Goswami. And Chachimata put her hand on the head of Jiva Goswami and blessed him. And when she blessed Jiva Goswami, he got so much ecstasy, and he could not control himself. That day, both of them, Nityananda and Jiva, they took prasadam in the house of Chachimata. Chachimata said, "My son Nityananda, take prasad in the house of your mother. I just fed Gaurasundara." And next days, Jiva Goswami, he was living with Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu was doing Navadvip Mandal Parikrama. First Navadvip Mandal Parikrama happened when Nityananda Prabhu, he showed all the places of Mahaprabhu's Leelas to Jiva Goswami. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur in 19th century.
After lifting Chaitanya.
Yes. He described this in book Navadipadhan Mahatmya. And later, by instruction of Nityananda Prabhu, Jiva came to Vrindavan through Kashi, Varanasi. In Kashi, so many Sanskrit Panditas are there. He was studying Vedanta Shastra from Madhusudana Vachaspati. Actually, before he was Mayavadi, disciple of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became pure devotee, and everything he listened from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he also spoke to Jiva Goswami. So he was pure devotee. Also, Madhusudan Vacha's. In Kashi, Madhusudan Vacha's party was teaching his disciples what he realized himself. And from Kashi, Jiva came to Vrindavan and he saw the lotus feet of Rupa and Sanatana. When they saw Jiva Goswami, they were so happy and they started to ask him about news, because no internet was that time. And no trains, you can understand. Only by foot you can go. Many, many months. Very dangerous. If they go from Jagannath Puri or to Navadip or from Navadip to Puri or to Vrindavan, they were praying to Krishna and giving all their property to relatives, because maybe they will not come back. That is so. If you go to pilgrimage that time, it was really a story. Not like today, like yatra, like tourism. And when they saw Jiva Goswami, and Jiva, everything, spoke to them, and Rupa said, you should stay in my house, my kutir, and I will teach you Bhagavatam. Rupa Goswami gave him initiation. And he engaged him in Radha Damodara Seva, Radha Damodar Mandir, where Srila Prabhupada was staying in Vrindavan. Yes, Radha Damodar deities. And this place, actually, Radha Damodar, in the very sacred area where Krishna was doing Rasa Leelas, his gopis. And in this place, every day, 6 Goswamis were discussing Bhagavatam and discussing how to distribute Krishna consciousness in future in all the world. That's very interesting. It's very important place. Jiva Goswami, very quickly he was learning what is all Bhagavatam Siddhanta's conclusions he learned. Because now we're reading so many commentaries, so many things are there. But actually, when a person is very pure, he can just read conclusions, Siddhantas, and he can understand everything. But we need more explanations. That is our situation. And Rupa Goswami gave him seva to edit his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu book. He was editing this. And by editing this, he also wrote commentary. He was so clever. He just wrote commentary on book of his teacher, Durgama Sangamani. And then Sanatana Goswami wrote commentary to Vaishnava Toshani. Vaishnava Toshani commentary to 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jiva Goswami also, he was editing this. Then Sri Jiva Goswami, he was doing notes on this 10th canto, and he called this Lagu Vaishnava Toshani. So many books he wrote. Actually, he wrote many commentaries to the Goswami's Granthas. And when it is said, when Jiva Goswami came to Vrindavan, the golden age started. The golden age of Acharyas. Because that time in Vrindavan, so many great Acharyas were present. At the same time, they were so prosperous time. Even Vrindavan was very small village, not like today. Very pure place, very pure. You cannot imagine. And every day what Jiva was doing, he was bringing water to Rupa and Sanatana, he was messaging head, he was cleaning ashram, he was serving deities, he was cooking bhoga for deities, he was editing books. And one day, the founder of Pushti Marg, Vallabhacharya, came to Mahaprabhu. And Rupa and Sanatana paid respect to him because he was senior for them. And he also was coming every day there. One day Vallabhacharya came and they gave to him Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He asked, what are you writing? Rupa said, I am just writing Rupa Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Oh, please give me. And he saw, this is mistake. And mistake is, you said that mukti and bhukti is like pishachis. This is bad thing, because many people, they like mukti. If you say like this, they will be angry. He said, not good, not good. Better you just cross this. You are so like thinking that he is senior. And Jiva Goswami at that time, he was finding my Chamara, his spiritual master. And his hand was shaking because he was feeling anger. And when he went to Jamuna to get some water in the pot, he saw Vallabhachari who was taking bath there. And then in the Yamuna water, he asked, what is the mistake my guru has done? Vallabhachari said, this is mukti. Mukti is not neglected thing. Mukti is a good thing. And Jiva Goswami, he said many things to him, many quotations. So he defeated him. He defeated senior devotee. And Vallabhachari, actually, he was very pure. And he understood that was my mistake. I'm very happy. Because such a young devotee, he defeated me very nicely. He was pure devotee. And he came to Rupa and Sanatan and asked, what is the young boy? So he knows Shastras very well. This is a son of my brother. And Vallabhachari came home. Then Rupa Goswami asked, Jiva Goswami, come. You should not stay here. Go home. You have astira chitta. Your mind not fixed. You're so erudite, so clever. You should not stay here. Go. Ciao. And by saying this, he became silent. And Jiva Goswami thought, I come into aparada. And he put dandavad. But Rupa Goswami didn't say anything. And therefore he left this abode of Rupa Goswami. And by the road, near Nanda Ghat in Mathura, he saw a very old thatched house, and he settled there. Some they say that he was staying inside the tree, but actually he was staying in the thatched house, mud hut, very old, with two moons, like a hole in the roof. Yes, and he was not eating prasad. He was taking anything, only crying, every day crying. And because when Guru is rejecting disciple, that is like death. Because disciple has no place, no shelter actually. Very bad situation. And all villagers, they knew about this, and somehow Rupa and Sanatana knew. Sanatana came to him and he saw a very thick body lying on the ground. Very thick, no power is there. He just lifted him, just cleaned him from the dust, and he said to him some nice words. He brought him to his house, because he is very light. He could brought him, and he was giving bath to him, giving prasad to him. Then he came to Rupa Goswami, and he said, what is the teaching of Mahaprabhu, what Mahaprabhu gave to us? He said, Namaruchi Vaishnava Seva Jiva Doya. Yes, but you're not doing Jiva Doya. Immediately he understood, because they're very intelligent. He said, yes, Jiva Doya I'm not doing. Please bring Jiva back. And this was only test actually. It was not just like offense, it was only testing. And Guru is testing disciples sometimes. It is normal. And then Rupa Goswami sent one person to bring him back. When Rupa Goswami saw Jiva Goswami, he put him on his laps. He cleansed him from the dust. And he said, Guru is chastising disciple, but at the same time, Guru is expressing love to his disciple. So, by the mercy of Rupa and Sanatana Jiva, he became the great expert in Shastras. He became ideal Krishna Bhakta. And after Rupa and Sanatana left this world, Jiva Goswami, he was just doing what they were doing. He came to Agra to prove that Jamuna is better than Ganga. That was a great discussion there. He was giving some quotations from Shastras saying that Jamuna is more great than Ganga. Because before they were neglecting Jamuna. Actually, Jamuna not transcendental water. Ganga transcendental water. Ganga is coming from the lotus feet. But Jamuna is more great because Krishna was taking bath there. And Jamuna is also, he proved that Jamuna is beloved of Bhagavan.
Sister of Ganga.
Yes, he said that Jamuna is also beloved of Krishna. And Muslim ruler of Agra, he gave to Jiva Goswami many paper, because that time no paper there, and he was writing books there. And then Jiva Goswami, when he was Acharya in Vrindavan, 3 Vaishnavas came to him, actually 4, but 3 became very, very famous. Narottam, Shyamananda and Srinivas. And this was the 3rd generation after Mahaprabhu. And Narottam, Shyamananda and Srinivas, they became first book distributors in our parampara. Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda, Srinivas. Shyamananda distributed in Orissa. Narottam, he was preaching, he was king. Narottam. Actually, he was king in Keturigram, in Bengal. At the same time, he was preaching. Srinivas Acharya, not Srivas Pandit. Srivas Pandit is from Panchatattva, Srinivas Acharya. And sometimes Srivas also called Srinivas because it's the same. And Narottam, he was preaching in Assam. This Manipur, Assam, Manipur, but actually in this area. In Manipur, nowadays, they having songs about Radha Krishna, they having dramas about Radha Krishna, Rasa Leela, only because of Narottam Das Thakur. They have their own traditions of kirtans, own traditions of playing of mridanga. That is came. Also, Shyamananda, he gave his own traditions of kirtans in Orissa, established. Srinivas Acharya also was very famous. He was one time he was a preacher to one king, and one kingdom became Vaishnavas. And king was giving rule: anyone who is staying in our kingdom, he should chant minimum 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles. Otherwise, go outside. So this is very nice. Maybe in future we will see like this. So he, Jiva Goswami, he was their Shiksha Guru. And he wrote many books and commentaries. Actually, Jiva Goswami, the best scholar of Sanskrit in the world. I just said, yes. He knew Sanskrit better than others. And also, actually, the best Sanskrit scholar is the Shivaji. But Jiva Goswami, very best scholar. And also, he wrote so many books. This room is not enough to collect all these books here. And many of these books are not yet also translated. And also we have Grantha Samadhi in Vrindavan. Many books there in Samadhi. Why they put in Samadhi? Because even Acharyas wrote these books. People in Kali Yuga cannot understand. Therefore, they put it in Samadhi. Like this. You can understand. They wrote these books for the pleasure of Krishna and so on. Jiva Gosvami made many things. Even he made Harinamamrita Vyakarana, the grammar of Sanskrit, as Mahaprabhu was teaching when he was Nimai Pandit. And any term of this grammar is the name of God, name of Krishna. No like Panini grammar like the others. Maybe someone was studying Sanskrit, So this is so great, and today we can just pray to this Acharya and so that they will show mercy on us. When some these days, disappearance day, tirobhava or avirbhava, that's very nice. We can pray, we can think about these personalities. They can show mercy on us. Hare Krishna, Jai, Granthkara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Ananta Piti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj ki Jai. No questions? Or you have? Questions about Prasad? Kona? कौन कहउचंती जानंद बाबा कौन हेउची Okay, everything clear. You asked about Vishramba, So other meanings, but actually everywhere meanings one. This is very close, intimate relationship with Krishna. Vishramba, like this. Yes, everywhere. As I saw, sometimes it is said equal relationships, sometimes it is said very close, intimate. Sometimes it's said with faith and trust. And it's applied only to the relationships. With Krishna only. But also Acharya said about relationship with Guru also. Vishramba should be there. Yes. When? It's very easy to understand, because Guru is a personification of Lord Nityananda and at the same time of Srimati Radharani. And when your heart is not cleansed, your heart is not pure, Shubram Vedu, then Guru is Nityananda. And your relationship is awe and reverence, Sambrahma. But it is not perfect. When your heart is cleansed already, then you can see that Guru is like Srimati Radharani a consort, or some Vrajavasi, like friend of Krishna. This is different things. You can see your Swarup and Swarup of your Guru. That time Guru becoming dear devotee of Krishna for you. Then relationship becomes Vishramba. But actually this Vishramba should start before. I will give sometimes example, but one example is there when Sri Guru Swami, he was traveling with his disciples, and once they came to one village, one place, and no one cooked prasadam there. No prasadam was there, and Guru was not taking anything. And they asked one disciple, "Your wife gave you prasad, so better you give to your Guru." He said, "But I cannot, because this container box, sometimes I'm eating from this box. If I give it to my Guru, I will go to hell." So he didn't give. He just only taking himself.
Oh.
This is no Vishramba. This is only Sambrahma, own reverence. So if I do something not according to Shastras, I will go to hell. But really, what pure devotee is thinking, better I go to hell, but my Guru will be happy. This is Vishramba. Therefore, many Prabhupada's god brothers, they didn't want to go America. Because actually, for Sattva-guna, not good. But Prabhupada said, even I will suffer, but I go. Because my Gurudev wants this. This is Vishramba. Vishramba more close. No fear, as we said. Sambrahma. Yeah. Sambrahma is in Vaikuntha. But actually, we cannot practice Vaikuntha style here. Because if we worship his own reverence, some other desires here. We are not in Vaikuntha. Therefore, for Sampradayas, they were bringing to Vaikuntha people. But now people coming for this Sampradaya, this Gaudiya Sampradaya, they coming only for Vishramba Seva. Krishna is sending only such a person. So who is liking Sambrahma, they are not attracted by Mahaprabhu so much. Because they want own reverence. Yes, by Mahaprabhu is attracted, but not attracted by Krishna in Vrindavan, Gopal. Yes. Some, they also in our movement, they having more own reverence. And that is problem sometimes.
Sambra for yourself and
Sambrahma
and Vishambrahma for
Vishramba.
For pleasure of Guru and
Sambrahma also for pleasure, but there is awe and reverence.
some rule and regulation.
Yes, but actually one can be also pure, very pure, and be in Sambrahma Seva. Also this is possible. And that means he is mood in Vaikuntha mood. Vaikuntha, 2.5 rasas are there. Therefore, not for every soul, because maybe soul need more. Rasas in Vrindavan 5. Actually, when one developing pure love to Krishna, is rasa expressing, and you can see how intensive feeling he is having. Then you can see that this is rasa. Because in Madhurya Rasa, feeling so intense, so strong feeling, so strong passion to serve Krishna. In Vatsalya a little bit less, in Sakya a little bit less, like this. But actually, all these rasas is only for seva. So dasya mood is the basement. Dasya means seva, servitorship. Actually, Madhurya Rasa is also servitorship. But this is servitorship with so much passion, Madhurya Rasa. Because so much desire to satisfy Lord. Because He is everything for me. In Madhurya Rasa, for others rasas also included. Therefore, so much desire. And every soul is like Shanjana Prabhu told to us, design of Gopala, Gopal design. Every soul is having. Gopal design. Gopal already designed what rasa you have with Krishna. Not just developing this rasa. This is also misunderstanding. People sometimes devotees saying, you can change rasa or you can develop if you listen someone. Therefore not listen about Ramachandra because maybe you will develop Ramachandra rasa. No, not this. If you develop a relationship with Krishna, you will see Krishna everywhere. Even in Ramachandra you will see your Krishna. That is other topic. But first the basement is I am servitor. Actually in this material world we can express only this mode, servitors mode. To be like friend Krishna or maid servant, gopi, should just leave this body and go to that place where Krishna is doing leelas. Yeah.
Daily 10 minutes teach Sanskrit. Daily 10 minutes teach Sanskrit words.
Sanskrit words, which?
You want to please teach me 10 minutes every day Sanskrit words.
Prabhupada said, when one devotee asked, can I study Sanskrit? He said, study Sanskrit is big problem because you become very intelligent. You not listen to your guru. He said, but there is very nice way to study Sanskrit. He said, every day reading Bhagavatam, and I have there one by one, word by word explanation, and you just learn it. Learn these words, which is given in Bhagavatam. Then one day will come, you will learn Sanskrit. That is more easy. If you can do it, just take shloka and learn this shloka and learn every word, meaning of this word. And also you can, if you have time, you can study grammar, but no more. Actually I was studying Sanskrit, but one day I stopped because no need to know so much. Okay, Hare Krishna. Manchika Upadara Krishna.